Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Sava here from Football Heritage TV. Football being the key word. Keep it football, people. I don't need to reiterate what I posted this morning. Actually, I will really, really quickly. Keep it football, please. The abuse that's going around, I'm getting other YouTubers send me posts that they get, the abuse that I'm getting. It's absolutely mad. Listen, whether or not I like Angie's style of football really doesn't mean that my wife needs to be attacked personally, right? It really doesn't mean that she needs to be receiving messages and verbal attacks. It's absolutely madness. It is football. We need a degree of growing up here, please. So there will be zero tolerance on my channel moving forward. Please do not talk about other YouTubers if it's going to be derogatory. Anyway, hello. Big up to Big Pappy. Big Pappy, I am having a good day. Thank you very much. Guys, girls, this is the show where we are going to go through the Premier League predictions, my Premier League predictions for 24-25 season. Now, this is one of those things where you kind of live or die by it. No one ever gets these 100% right. It's almost impossible to predict 1 to 20 right because injuries, form, points deductions, managers leaving, players leaving. It's really tough, but I've given it a go. We'll see where we get to, and I'll try and give my reasoning behind each team as well. Again, if you don't agree, just say why in the chat. It's absolutely fine. We never learned. I said this won't be hard. The Prem has become a farmers' league. It will be City of the rest. Could be any order due to injuries. We'll have a look. We'll have a look. Big up to Mark Cook as well. Big up to you. I hope you are well. I have seen your email, by the way. I will respond. Sorry, I've been a very, very busy boy. I will respond, I promise to you. By the way, please smash the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help the channel grow. And we are trying to get to 15,000 by the end of the year. Good morning to Nige. Please, if you haven't, please go and subscribe to Nige at Pure COYS. Big up to him over there in a not-so-sunny Weymouth. Big up to BVB David. He's got with Man City, from Arsenal, from Villa. Interesting times. BVB David has also said West Ham in 8th. Hennessy just said, let's go. Hopefully nothing stupid like Tottenham 8 from West Ham, top 6. I mean, you mean hopefully nothing that disagrees with what you're saying. That's what you meant to say. And I will reveal where I think both those teams are finishing shortly. David has said League Cup winners. You're looking at Crystal Palace. Glasner looking to compete for a cup. Big up to Jeff. Big up to the Costa del Spur as well, who's looking to move to Weymouth. Tony Rodriguez, big up brother in the chat. Hope you're well. Vicky has said City, from Arsenal, from United, from Liverpool, from Villa, from Newcastle. Big up to Finn Rickwood as well. He said for him the top 6 will be Arsenal, Liverpool, Man U. Sorry, hang on. City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man U, Newcastle, Villa. So no Tottenham there. Mad Mag Mark says Sandro Tonali front and centre on the thumbnail. Sava knows his stuff. His teammates say he's been an absolute beast in training and he's going to be our player of the season. Newcastle finishing 3rd in my opinion. I would love to take credit for this. I actually used an old thumbnail from last year when I did the predictions. My thumbnail guy is actually on annual leave today, so to speak. So I was like, right, do I try and make it myself? No, I'll just use this. But Tonali, who my understanding, Mad Mag Mark, is that he's missing the first 2 games and then he's back. And I think that's a huge welcome back for Newcastle. And that is the perennial, like a new signing. I believe that he's available from the 3rd Premier League game of the season. What difference will he make? Him in and alongside Bruno Gomes makes you stronger immediately, doesn't it? If you get Guehi as well, makes you even more stronger. 1 game a week. Who knows what Newcastle could be doing this year? Big up to Mario, who said City relegated to the Saudi League. Arsenal to lose. Arsenal's to lose the league. Spurs, the Conference League would be good. Big up to Adam. Big up to Cambo. So big up to someone looking forward to this one. Here comes the reality where we are actually at with no real proven quality signings. Well, we'll see. I agree with you. I don't think we've made any signings that actually change our league position. But we'll get to that a bit later. Big up to the animal. I'm live. I'm live. It says in the top corner. I think it should say up there somewhere. Live, live, live. Look. live. Live. I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. The fact that I'm responding to this live. Martin has said, I think City will win it again and then be relegated next summer. Can't see it, but we'll see. I'm in the relegation part. It's live. Tony's gone with 8th to 9th. Elder, who I believe is a City fan, yes, has just said, hey, mate, big up to you as well. Big up to Aaron Lawrence, DJ Aaron Lawrence. Big up to you, my friend. I hope you are well. The Animal said, good morning, Savva. Love a live stream at this time as it's 9 p.m. here. Yeah, just thought I'd do a live stream on my lunch break. Yeah, I'll be working late tonight anyway, so no problems there. There won't be a stream tonight unless Spurs sign anyone. Pams has said, what Savva predicts Spurs like 6th and put Chelsea and Man U and West Ham in front of us. We'll see, won't we? We'll see, Pams. We will see. If United sign Ugarte, we are finishing 9th. By us, it's Spurs. Madman Mark thinks Spurs will finish 7th. Ash, good morning. Big up to you. Ash, who's been doing a few of my bits of artwork lately. Big up to you, brother. I hope you're well. Big up to Anthony Clark. Let's see where I put Arsenal. Steve, do you know what? Listen, I can take the abuse. I'm so used to it now. What I just don't understand is when I wake up every morning and I look at my YouTube comments, how much hate and disdain there is. And I looked at another YouTuber made a video yesterday, somebody I get on with, and their opinion's very different to mine, and all the comments in the chat were about me, and apparently I think I'm the king of negativity and all this. None of these people actually turn around and go, oh, Savva, we always say he's negative, but he's actually not often very wrong about where Spurs will finish. So I don't know what's negative about it. Big up George, hope you're well. Big up Scott, hope you're well. I will get to it in a minute. Ledoux has said, Savva, we suck so hard, man. Our team ain't going to be contenders with these signings and this manager and this owner. Hope I'm proved wrong. Do you know what, Ledoux? The sentence, hope I'm wrong or hope I'm proved wrong, is used so much in our fan base for a reason. And very rarely are you wrong, if ever. Ed has said Arsenal, City, Liverpool, Brighton, Newcastle, Tottenham, Villa, United, Chelsea, Everton. Let's see. Let me crack on, shall I? Shall we go? Please do subscribe as well. It'd be really, really nice if you would. As I said, I'm trying to get to, where are we? We're there at the moment. I won't show you my revenue, but we're there at the moment. 13,142. We're trying to get to 15 by the end of the year. So baby steps. But if you haven't subscribed, please do. And please smash the like button. We're only at 60. Let's get to at least 80, 90 before I start my predictions. Steve has said Spurs will struggle to finish 8th to 10th. Uchechi has said afternoon. Big up Sav, big up chat. Big up to you as well, my friend. Big up to Rinketic. Said Sav, we should not have signed Solanke because Will Griggs on fire. Video complete. Says Sav, you're not negative. You just want. Listen, I know I'm not negative. If I was negative, I'd say things like Spurs are going to finish 8th and then we win the league. Instead, last year, I said Spurs are going to finish 5th. We finished 5th. I don't think that's negative. In some places, that's actually called being 100% correct. Aaron, big up. I agree. I hope he takes the game seriously. We'll see, won't we? Dybala apparently going to Saudi. Let's have a look. This morning, things that we've heard. Rumours coming out that Tottenham actually spoke to Sergio Roberto to try and get him on a free, that those talks broke down and that he's going to West Ham. Don't know how much I believe that. Give me Sergio Roberto all day just for the winning experience in the changing room, just for the guy that's won absolutely everything in world football, played for Barcelona for over a decade. That, for me, would be someone that the younger players could learn off and knows how to play with the inverted positioning. Sky Sports are breaking it right now that the Napoli sporting director, Giovanni Manna, is in London right now for talks with Chelsea over deals for Victor Osimhen and Lukaku. Now, Chelsea, we can say they're in complete disarray and in a mess. If they then get Osimhen up front, they've got so many good attacking options. We'll talk about that a bit later. Come on, guys and girls. It's free to subscribe. Let's smash the subscribe while we smash the like. Absolutely. We had no subscribers today, Nige. Terrible, but it is what it is. Euro Football League has said Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Villa, Tottenham, Chelsea, West Ham. So no Man United in there. And no Newcastle in there. Interesting. Dom Dewsbury, so can't wait for the season now that it's so close. Yeah, I hate it when it's pre-season. Absolutely hate pre-season. I just want to get to the games. I don't think there should be a summer. We should just play all year round. Video Completer said, I think Arsenal will finish above City. Alvarez will be a big loss for them. Yeah, but City can replace, and City have got a lot of forward players. City have got a lot of attacking prowess. Cambo said, how are Chelsea not breaching FFP? Chelsea are selling players as well. You've got to remember that. Chelsea make a lot of profit as well by their players that come through their youth that they sell. That's the difference. So we'll see. Sava, would you take Locatelli? I would. I don't rate our midfield. I've said it a million times. I don't particularly rate our midfield at all. So I would take many players over our midfield. Again, apologies for the hair. It's growing. You can see it is growing, and it just needs to go through this fluffy stage before it gets to where I need it to be. Big up. Yeah, please get over to the Hotspur Hood at 3 p.m. Big up to you. Ed has said, if Potts had stayed, I'd have fancied Chelsea to do bits. But I think Maresca will fail. Are we at the number of likes? Guys, 5 more likes. We'll start the show. 5 more likes. Mojo, yeah, apparently, though, he has rejected Liverpool and Arsenal this summer as well. For me, I think it's mad. For me, I don't know what it shows about ambition. You could talk about loyalty, but for me, I like Sociedad. They're a good team. They're a solid team. I just don't know what he hopes to achieve there. We'll see. Only time will tell. Man City have not replaced Alvarez. Yeah, but Video Complete, the difference is you don't know what Pep's planning. We can't second guess Pep. They brought in Savio. Oscar Bob's looking very, very good. Yeah, they've also now McAtee's come into the squad as well. We'll see. William said we'll finish 4th or 5th, and that Premier League will get the extra Champions League spot if we get a competent winger and a solid midfielder. We'll finish 4th by some points. Wow, that's wow. By some points. First of all, we haven't signed a competent winger. It doesn't look like we're getting one. We haven't signed a competent midfielder. Doesn't look like we're getting that as well. I mean, 4th by some points. We must be watching different football teams, William. I haven't seen anything to suggest that at all. That's probably more likely that Zubimendi's holding out to stay in Spain. But hey, listen, fair play to Liverpool, but at least they went for him. Josh said, Kimmich will be my go-to. Lots of experience for our squad. Josh, for Liverpool, I think, if you're Liverpool, yes, I was going to say for Spurs, there's not a chance he would ever come to Tottenham. Not a chance we would get that. Right, shall we start? 99 likes. Shall we start? Here we go, guys and girls. The first. Oh, I'm going to probably be helpful with the banners. I'm going to go 20th through to 1st. Then after that, I'm going to talk about the Golden Boot winner, the most assists, Golden Glove, FA Cup, League Cup, and my Player of the Year. Now, these are really difficult to predict because it's always going to be based on players staying fit. But here we go. In 20th, let's see if I can tell. Sorry, no, let's move that. In 20th place, sorry, Ipswich Town. I've put Ipswich Town. Look, I would love it to be a fairy tale story that Ipswich Town come up, stay up, do some bits. I'm just looking at their squad, and I just can't see that there's enough there. It's very difficult. The gap between the Premier League and the Championship is huge. We saw all 3 come up last year. All 3 went down. No matter how they played, Burnley tried to play really good football and failed. Sheffield United tried to play defensive football and failed, and Luton Town kind of had a hybrid and ultimately failed. I can't see anything past Ipswich Town finishing bottom. I like the manager. I've got no doubt about that, but I think that only takes you so far. Let me know. Do anyone agree with me? Ipswich Town to finish bottom? Look, I'm sure they'll have a few upsets. Normally, teams that come up, they start with a bit of a bang. Not always, but sometimes they start with a bit of a bang. And then people get a bit carried away. I just think as the season goes on, the know-how, the experience, the quality of the players starts to show. And I think that Ipswich Town will finish 20th. By the way, I'll put this all into a league table at the end so you'll see what I've come up with. So for me, Ipswich Town in 20th. Let me know what you think. In 19th, this will be no surprise to you, I've gone with Southampton. Southampton, for me, again, I look at the squad and it looks like a real competent squad for the Championship. It was good enough to get out of the league. They've gone and signed a decent goal scorer in Ben Brereton Diaz. Is that enough to keep them up? I just can't see it. I really don't think they're strong enough at all. The players they've signed, the squad that they already had, for me, I just can't see it. Listen, I've got nothing against Ipswich or Southampton, by the way, but somebody's got to go down, right? And I just don't think they're going to be good enough. I think, again, there'll be a couple of tricky games in there for teams going to St. Mary's. Will it be enough to keep them up? They're going to have brilliant home form. All teams to stay up need brilliant home form. I just can't see it, guys and girls. I cannot see. I cannot see it. We'll see. Again, look, listen, absolutely. Look, they could stay up. I'm not knocking it. I think McKenna's a brilliant manager, but this is a different set of league, a different league with different competition, different quality of players. And in 18th, to round off the relegation, I'm sorry, I've gone for it. All three that came up, I'm going to go down. Now I've said that, probably only two of them will or one of them will. But again, have Leicester got the firepower? I know they signed Holzek from Bayer Leverkusen. Not really a prolific striker. Good forward. Jamie Vardy's getting on a bit now. I don't know. There's talk that Ollie Skip might be going there. Winks is in their midfield. They've just lost Dewsbury Hall. It's going to be tough for them. Look, I think if any of the three can escape, I think it will be Leicester City. I just don't know that they've got enough to stay up. We'll see. I hope I'm wrong. I know a lot of Leicester City fans. Big up to Wayne Holland when I talk about this. I hope for your sake we will. I think for your sake, I hope you stay up. Talking of Wayne Holland, he's just sent me that there's a Spurs fan on YouTube that said, it's easy to be negative. Our squad is very strong. I think we finish third and win 2 cups. I'm not saying anything. I just find that really funny. It's absolutely mental. 2 cups and third. I don't think somebody's had enough sleep overnight there. So, look, there's the 3 I think are going to go down. Just to recap, Ipswich in 20th, Southampton in 18th, in 19th, Leicester in 18th. Now, we come to the clubs that were already in the Premier League last year. I've gone with Brentford. And the reason I've gone with Brentford is I think Brentford have a really good manager. They do. They do. I really like Thomas Frank. I think he's done absolute wonders there. I think they get some good little gems over the line. I just feel like, have they hit the wall? They've been good for a few seasons. Last year struggled a bit. I don't know. I could be very wrong on this one. I just got a feeling that they're going to struggle. They're going to struggle. Again, I suppose it depends. Does Tony stay? Tony's goals will definitely keep them up if he stays, but does he stay? What Tony are they going to get? Are they going to get the Tony from the year before that got 20? Are they going to get the Tony from last year that struggled when he came back? I don't know. I just see that I think that they're going to struggle. I don't know. I could be completely wrong, but that's not me knocking their manager in any way, shape or form. I like Thomas Frank, but as I said earlier, and you'll hear me say this for quite a few teams, being a good manager can only get you so far. At some point, you do need the quality players in your team, right? At some point, you need the quality. Ed M has said 18th Ipswich, 19th Brentford, 20th Leicester. So he's got Southampton staying up. Fair play, could well be. So not too dissimilar to me with the players. Let's see. Foggy Foamer said Skip and Winks. Come on, Sava. That COYS midfield there. Oh, God, can you imagine? I feel for Leicester. Yeah, if Skippy goes there, they win the Premier League again. Look, we'll see. Again, at the moment, this is all ifs, buts, and maybes, right? I can only go by somebody's got to be put there, right? Let's have a look at, sorry, let's get rid of that comment. Big up to each and every one of you. I'll get to as many comments as possible, so please put them in. In 16th, I've gone for Nottingham Forest. Now, Nottingham Forest for me is a strange one. I don't rate their manager, obviously Nuno. I don't rate him. I don't really know what his style of football is. They signed some decent players, Forest, but it always seems to me that they chop and change that team way too much. Whenever I see Forest play, it feels like it's a different team every week. They've got some really good players. I like Hudson-Odoi. I think he's a good winger. I think Morgan Gibbs-White is their best player. He's very good. You've got Murillo at the back. Will he be leaving? Look, I think they've got some decent players. I don't know. I can't see them finishing much higher than this. Maybe 15th, 14th at a push. But I just don't see Forest being higher than this. Again, I don't rate the manager. I don't really know what he is. So we'll see. We'll see. Jeff has said Wolves still haven't replaced Kilman. We'll get to Wolves in a minute. Don't you worry. Hector has said if Forest can keep main players fit, Wood, White, Gibbs-White, Odoi, Alanga. Yeah, possibly. Again, yeah. I think, as I said, the thing for me, Hector, was whenever I watched them, it just felt like it was who's playing this week. And I feel like you need to get some fluidity. Yeah, agreed. A 1 year's dangerous. Can they keep him fit? We'll see. We'll see. Look, again, I could be completely wrong. Apologies. I think hopefully you can hear me. I've just smashed my mic on the side. Sorry. 1 second. Come on. There we go. There's my microphone. Can you all hear me? Testing? Yeah, you can hear me. So look, we'll see. We will see. In 15th place, I've gone for Bournemouth. Look, Solanke's goals for them were huge. You've got to ask the question, can they replace those goals? What have they done otherwise? I think Bournemouth are a nice team. They're compact. They had some really good form last year. Can they repeat that form? If they can, I'm going to be way off. They're going to be high up the table. Can they repeat it, though? Can they get a goal scorer in that's going to replace the 15, 20 goals that Solanke would or did for last year? We'll see. I like the manager. I feel like the manager's got some credit in the bank. I feel that he's trying to get them to play some decent football. Ultimately, though, it comes back down to quality. So if we actually, I'm just going to have a look at the, where are we, Bournemouth. If we look at the Bournemouth squad and we look at their options up front, I mean, you've got not such wingers, but Semenyo, Ouattara and Kluivert and Anthony Jadon, Sinistera. Good wingers, but have they got the forward? Have they got a goal scorer in and amongst any of that? I'm not sure that they have. Daniel Jefferson played for them the other day and scored a goal. They've got Unal Enes, who's not a prolific goal scorer. Last year, he only played 16 games, got 2 goals. Can he step up? I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see with Bournemouth. But for me, I've gone with Bournemouth in 15th. Let's just have a look at some of the comments to see. Brian thinks we'll struggle to break down the Foxes on Monday. We'll get to that in a minute. Video Complete thinks West Ham can finish 4th. Well, I've actually got them higher than 4th. Wait till we get there. Zakir has said Roque will be good for the Cherries. If they sign him, he'll be very good for them. But again, can he get the goals? Eddie and Ketia will be the replacement. Now, there's lots of talks of that. The question is, how many goals will Eddie and Ketia get for Bournemouth? 10, 15, 20? I don't know. We'll see. Jay Yid agreed. He is their biggest asset. If they stay up, it's very much going to do with him. Let's see. Not really, Martin. Not really. I just wanted to see if anyone was going to buy it. Let's have a look. I like that you believed it, though. 14th, I've gone for Fulham. Let's have a look. So last season, Fulham finished 13th. I don't have them too dissimilar to last season. 13th, 14th for me for Fulham. Look, they're trying to bring in Diego Carlos to be a good signing at the back. Again, do they have the firepower? I'm not really sure that they do. If we have a look at the squads, if we look at Fulham now, you've got Adama Traore, very hit and miss. Iwobi, hit and miss. Raul Jimenez has stopped scoring goals since his injury. Now you've got Rodrigo Muniz. Now, this guy had a really good purple patch last year. Let's see. Was it a purple patch or is that who he is? Let's see this year. We're going to find out. You've got people as well like Willian. I think it's a good player. Emil Smith-Rowe has joined. Look, we'll see. We'll see what they do. I think that's about right for me. If they finish 10th, 11th, I wouldn't be that surprised. But if they finish lower than that, I wouldn't be that surprised. They are what they are, right? They are what they are. Just before we move on from Fulham, let's have a look and see if any comments in the chat. Luke Mag said, aren't they having the Georgian goalkeeper from the Euros? Who are we talking about? Let me know. West Ham third was a joke. It was a joke. It was a joke. I have not got West Ham in third. I'm not that silly. I don't make silly predictions like Spurs to finish third and win 2 cups. Pam said, I swear, if Savva actually puts West Ham in the top 5, I understand the hate. I mean, first of all, grow up. I don't hate anything or anyone. Second of all, wait and see where I've put West Ham. I don't hate anything. Pams, as I've said, I've asked you on 1,000,000 times. You've never come on to back your point up. This is a great big factor as well. No Paulinho. It's a huge factor. The man's a beast for them. We'll see. Daniela said, Sam, if you put, I haven't put West Ham third. I have not put West Ham third. We will do a fantasy Premier League, and the winners will get 200, second place 100, and third place £50. I will sort that out this afternoon. Okay, I'll sort that out this afternoon. I'll put it in my comment section, so if anyone wants to join, they can do. I need to sort that out this afternoon after I've done a bit of work. Sorry, just quickly. So the person that Wayne Holland was talking to. So after saying that we are going to finish third with 2 trophies, he said, I think our squad depth and quality is vastly underrated. We are well positioned for top 3 and multiple cup runs. Squad management key. Our 6 midfielders alone are better than most. I mean, this is, when you get into the realm of what are we doing here? Not to mention a back 4 that wipes the door with nearly all the league. I mean, it's absolutely mad, isn't it? We conceded 61 goals with this back 4. Hey, that's just it. It is what it is. Fans like that, they're the ones that call me negative. But look at that. That's just absolutely crazy. Let's get to. Sorry, let me get rid of that comment. Oh, StreamYard. Where are we? Everton in 13th. Everton. Now, I think it could be a bit more of a calmer year for Everton. Last year, they had the points deduction. Last year, they had all the stuff with their who's buying them. Look, I think it's going to be a calmer year from them. One thing you do know is Everton will be organised defensively. And again, if we look at last season's Premier League table, if I'm not wrong, Everton conceded 10 less goals than us, 10 less goals than Fulham, 15 less goals than Brentford, 15 less than Wolves, less than Man United, less than Chelsea, less than Villa, less than Spurs. So can they get it going the other way going forward? We'll see. I think they'll be all right. I think that they've got a good manager in terms of he knows the league. He knows how to scrape wins when needed. I think the players will like him. I think they'll run through brick walls for him. The question is, can they? This is very true. Onana, big miss, really big miss for them. Very underrated for me, Onana, but a big, big miss. Let's see what they do. If we actually have a look at Everton now, let's have a look what they've got in their squad. So up front, then you've still got Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Beto's still there. Jack Harrison they've got. Dwight McNeil's still there. They've bought Tim Iroegbunam from Villa, who, when I saw him play, looked a decent player. We'll see. He's only 21 years of age. Is he ready to take the mantle? James Garner. They've got Abdoulaye Doucouré still. But what they have got is at the back with Jared Branthwaite and with Tarkowski, they do have a good centre-back pairing. So we'll see with them. 13th, again, I wouldn't be surprised if they finish 12th or if they finish 14th, 15th. But I don't think they'll go down. We'll see. As I said at the beginning of the stream, for anyone not here, it's really difficult to do this because you don't know who's going to get injured. Everton could lose Tarkowski and Branthwaite in the first game of the season for a year, and then all of a sudden have no back four. So you just don't know. Where are we? And they lost to Luton twice. We're talking about Everton losing to Luton twice. Everton, mate. Yeah, listen, again, as I said, this is all based on things that we don't know, right? I can only base this on the players, the manager. I can't base this on points deductions that haven't happened or injuries that haven't happened yet. It's just too difficult to do. So no one is ever going to get all 20 in a row right. If you did, then I guess you go and have a bet at the bookies, and take it from there. Romano's just posted that Arsenal deep in negotiations at the moment with Mikel Merino. So going to the next club, 12th, I think Wolves. I really like Gary O'Neill as a manager. I really do. I think I do think that Gary O'Neill's a good manager. I think he's a good student of the game. I like the way he sets his team up. Again, you can only do so much with the quality of players you have. And Wolves, they've lost Neto, but let's be honest, they'll be used to playing without Neto. I think they've got some really good players. I think he sets up to play differently against every team, which is something I wish we had. But ultimately, I just don't think the quality's there for Wolves to finish that much higher. If we look at last year, they were 14th. I've actually got them finished 2 places above. They've had a pre-season now with O'Neill. Again, he's another one where I look at and I think if they finished 13th or 14th, it wouldn't surprise me. But hey, 12th, I think, is there or thereabouts. But they do need some bodies in the window. They haven't. They've lost Kilman. They've lost Neto. And they've lost. Did they lose Chan as well? Let's have a look at Wolves' squad. Wolves' squad, yeah, in the forward areas, they've got like Mateus Cunha, I think is a very good player. Guedes is a good player. This is still showing that Chan is there. Let's have a look. Let me make sure I've got this right. 1 second. This is showing that. 1 second. This is showing that Chan is still there. Yao Gomez is a good player. I think Lamina does a good job for them. Look, I think they've got some good players, but they're going to have to try and replace Neto, and they're going to have to try and replace Kilman. But I reckon 12th is about right. Wolves, again, will struggle the same as Everton. Well, they didn't struggle last year. They didn't struggle last year, did they? They finished 14th. I mean, it's not too bad for a smaller club. Ryan has got Wolves in the top 10. Jake O'Brien has gone there. Yeah, possibly. Look, I don't know too much about Jake O'Brien, but that would be an interesting one. He's going for us to finish 12th. Where are we? Yao Gomez is far and away their best player. Good player, Yao Gomez. Yeah, and I thought he was. He's still there. He's still there. Hector, he's still there, mate. He's still there at the moment. He might go, but he's still there right now. Let's complete the bottom half of the table, shall we? In 11th, I've got Brighton. If we look at the table last year, Brighton last year finished 11th. And if I'm going to be brutally honest, I don't really see a lot changing. It looks like they're going to lose Billy Gilmore, who I think is a really good midfielder for them. I think Billy Gilmore is a very underrated midfielder, sits in a midfield, sits there deep, keeps the ball, keeps it moving, almost like a deep line playmaker. That's going to be a huge miss because apparently he's going to Napoli this week. Huge, huge miss there. And then when you look at Brighton, they always buy some good gems, don't they? Have they got enough to finish above the other 10 I'm going to put in? I just don't quite think so. Let me know in the chat. What are you thinking about Brighton? For me, look, new manager, unknown quantity in the Premier League. Let's see how that works out. This was a real tough one for me. Too many unknowns with Brighton at the moment. Too many unknowns. There's only so many years you can go from losing your best players as well. Will Matoma play more this year? Lots of question marks. So that's why I've got them to finish 11th. Let's see. Big up to Strasbourg Steve. Big up, bro. I hope you're well. Zakir said, I think this season Brighton will be a flop. I think 15th. We'll see. We'll see. Look, again, I think there's so many teams in this league where I just don't quite know where to put them. But you've got to put them somewhere, right? Ed has said Wolves made 2 good signings in Mosquera and Rodrigo Gomez. Look, I don't doubt it. Again, Wolves, I think if Wolves finished anywhere between 11th and 14th, I wouldn't be surprised. Brighton 13th. Martin has said Brighton's new manager is highly rated and orthodox. They could cook if things click. Absolutely, they could. Absolutely. We'll see. We'll absolutely see. Tom Thacker said, big up Savva in the chat. Big up to you as well, my man. Come on. Smash the like button, people. There's 374 of you in here and 144 likes. Can we get that to 200 ASAP? And as far as the subscribers goes, we've been really, really slow today. Only 1. Can we get 6 or 7 by the end of the show to get this up to 13,150? Can we do that? We've been really, really slow on that front today. So please smash that subscribe button. APL 12 said Brighton haven't signed so many players. They may finish 8th or above, but could well do. We'll see. We'll see. I just think there's stronger teams for me. Amit said, Savva, we will have 10 points out of 24 in our first 9 games this season, excluding Leicester. If we take our last season results in the same fixture this season, Vidia Muro missed only 1 game. Look, it's really difficult, right? Because we'll get to Tottenham, but it is difficult because we did have a blistering start last year. And the odds of that happening again for any team that aren't City or Arsenal, etc., is tough. So if we don't, then we've got to catch it up further on down the season. And for me, the biggest issue isn't about how the good start was. It was about how poor the second half of the season was. We've got to make sure that that doesn't happen again. But we'll get to Spurs. We'll get to Spurs. Brighton 11th. I think Brighton will go down in 2 to 3 seasons. They are more of a business, similar to Southampton. We'll see. All the while they've got better players in the bottom 3, they're going to be all right. That's the difference. Nuno in. We're going to make you proud. Absolutely. Big up, Donna. Hope you're well. A number 6, please. A number 6. Yeah, absolutely. Hit these likes, people, and smash the subscribe button. We should be on well over 200 likes. Really tight, as always. Here we go. Let's have a look, shall we, at the 10th place. In 10th place, I've gone with Crystal Palace. Now, Crystal Palace, for me, a really good manager. Really, really, really like Glasner. I think what he did in Germany was very impressive, winning the Europa League. He's come in and shown already that tactically he's astute. I love tactically astute managers. He's playing all the players in the right position, which I think is a massive plus for me. The reason I've not got Palace higher is Palace, they've lost Elise. Will they lose Anderson and Guehi? Eze? Now, I don't think they're going to lose all of them, but to lose 1 or 2 big players like that for a club like Palace is massive. Absolutely massive. Can they... Could they keep hold of Guehi and Anderson? I think if they do, I think they've got a rock-solid defence with Munoz right wing back, Mitchell left wing back, and either Richards or the new guy they signed, I can't remember his name, Riyad, is it? At centre-half. I think what they're doing in midfield is really, really good. When you look, they're going to have Decore back, who missed most of last season. Adam Wharton's a very good player. Hughes, he got the best out of Hughes towards the end of the season. And then you've got people like Kamada, really good signing. Ismail Sarr, we'll see. Look, could be a very good signing for them. Mateta, can he score the goals? I don't know. Could they finish higher? Possibly. I think it depends on who they keep in this last 15, 16 days of the window. We'll see. Gray could absolutely. Again, this is all if buts and maybes. If they keep Eze, if they keep Guehi, if they keep Anderson, if Mateta scores a lot of goals, I can see them having a brilliant year. One game a week. No one really wants to go to Selhurst Park and play. Again, it's all about if, buts and maybes. And again, I agree with this. Palace will compete for the, if they, again, if, buts and maybes, absolutely. Martin, I agree with you. I agree with you. The big thing for me, I think Kamada on a free transfer is brilliant business. For me, I would have taken Kamada at Spurs on a free transfer. Brilliant little footballer. Can play or anywhere beyond the striker, right, left, or in the middle. Donna, listen, I'm going to ask nicely. Look, please, can we stop with the silly messages? Please, can we just keep it football? Other people in the chat are getting a little bit bored of it, Donna. I know you don't mean any harm, but all of this naughty talk and who you want to date and, you know, talking about 69s, can we just keep it football, please? It's just getting a little bit silly. Thank you. I would have taken him all day long. Now, look, they've lost Elise, but Sarr, could he come in and have a good game? I think they're going to be good. How good remains to be seen. 9th place. Now, between 9th, 8th, 7th, and 6th, I'm going to caveat this right now. I really, really think that it's going to be very tight and there's not going to be a lot in it. In the end, I went for Crystal Palace. No, I didn't. I went for West Ham in 9th. The reason for that is, and by the way, I don't think there's going to be a lot in it. I don't think there's going to be a lot in it. I think that West Ham are signing very good players. I do. I think they've had the best transfer window relative to them. I think the question mark for me isn't West Ham's signings. Isn't their signings. The question mark for me is their manager. I think they've got the team that if they really put it together, could really challenge for 6th, 7th. If they put it together. I think they've signed very cleverly. But the manager for me is a bit hit and miss. We'll see on that one. I do think West Ham, unlike Spurs, what I think West Ham have done is actually identified positions they need and strengthen the first team immediately. We need a right back, Wan-Bissaka, go straight into their defence. We need centre halves, Kilman and Jean-Claire Todibo, automatically upgrade them. We need depth in the wingers areas. Gone and got Guilherme and Crescencio Somerville, really good winger. He's going to have a great season, I think. We need a forward that can hold the ball up and bring others into play. Then goes and gets Fulkrog. I think what they've done is brilliant for them. But I just don't know about the manager. I think if they had a Gary O'Neill, I think if they had a Glasner, I'd be talking about them for 5th, 6th. I really would. I think they've got some very, very good players, West Ham. And again, what they've done is they've bought those players in this window. So again, right back, centre back, wingers, forward. They've gone and got those positions they need and strengthen the first team. Last year, it was Ward-Prowse and Alvarez, midfielders to replace Rice. And Kudus as another winger stroke attacking midfielder. It feels like window on window, they're actually buying better players to upskill their 11. I really, really wish we would do that. Hey, that's just me. Different levels, but it's just what I wish we would do. Euro Football Leagues, I said West Ham 10 out of 10 recruitment, manager 5 out of 10. I can't disagree. However, he could hit the ground running. We don't know. Edem said Lopetegui rotates too much. I don't think their squad is strong enough to maintain higher than mid-table. I think their squad is. I don't think he is. I think their squad is very good. I think they've got depth. They've got a lot of depth in their squad now. They've got a lot of wingers, a lot of centre mids, a lot of defenders. Yeah, they've got a lot of wide men. I think that people are overlooking them a little bit. Again, I'll say this: it wouldn't surprise me if West Ham finished 7th. It wouldn't. My worry is the manager for them. That's my worry for them. Not that I care for them. Like, do you know what I mean? But taking my Spurs hat off, I just don't know. Now, Lopetegui could shut me up and many others and finish 4th, 5th, 6th. I don't know. That's that's where I am with that one at the moment. So let me know what you think about Football Shorts said Lopetegui is a class manager. We'll see. Don't look down. I'm not looking down on the manager. I just hit and miss when I've seen him across different clubs. Yeah, different. For me, it's not looking down on him. Someone's got to finish 9th and 8th and 7th, right? Not everyone can win it. 8th. Again, these could easily finish 5th or 6th as well as they could 8th. Newcastle United. Now, here's what I'm going to say about Newcastle United. Really like Eddie Howe as a manager. I think again, good tactician. I think the players like him. His man management seems good. Had a tough year last year. I think they'd almost got into the Champions League too early. You could see it hit them hard, having to play Champions League and Premier League. Not a big enough squad, not enough depth. This year, no Europe. This year, no Europe. Now, Tonali is coming back. So I think he misses the first 2 games and then Tonali comes back. So they got Tonali in alongside Guimaraes. Now, of course, this is all about players staying fit, right? But again, that strengthens their midfield no end. Anthony Gordon's getting better year on year. Isak's getting better year on year. I feel like Newcastle, when fit, have a good 11. The depth for me is the only reason why I've not got them higher. Could they get 4th, 5th, 6th? Possibly. Go on a good run? They could. Let's see. I think that... No, Jay. Listen, as I've said... Sorry, Jay, here. As I've said, I think the toss-up for me between 9th, 8th, 7th and 6th is going to be real close. It's all about how does Tonali come back? I'll caveat this again. And you'll see when I put the table with these in at the end, it caveats it at the bottom that this is subject to change depending on the last 17 days. If they go out and get Guehi, yeah, and then Botman can come back fitter and they have Botman and Guehi, they've got a very good defensive partnership, yeah? If Isak can score the same amount of goals. But the same with every club, yeah? Right, the same with every club. Ifs, buts and maybes. Keeping players fit. Squad depth. You know, players having good years. That's all. It's so difficult when we do this. But, you know, the Spur Crow has said, I hope I'm wrong. But I have Spurs 8th. We'll see if I've got Spurs. Well, you can see I haven't got Spurs 8th because I've put Newcastle United in there. Look, Savva put Spurs at least in the top 5. We'll see. Pam's, 168 likes. Yeah, it's poor. Come on, people. We should be on 250 likes. There's 410 of you in here. Look, I did set a target today to try and get to 13,150. And guys, girls, you're really letting me down here. Really, really letting me down here completely. 13143. We haven't had one subscriber in the last half an hour. Come on. Can one of my mods please put the link in the chat and please do smash the subscribe button. So yeah, look, at the end of the day, Newcastle 8th, again, it wouldn't surprise me if they keep everyone fit, get their best 11 out there, and Isak has another great year. Newcastle could be 4th, could be 5th. Could be. We'll see. We'll see. 7th place. Are we ready for 7th? Tottenham Hotspur. Hang on. Let me find my tin hat. Let me find my hat before everyone shoots me. Tottenham Hotspur, I've got a 7th. The reason why I think we're going to be falling down the table from last year is simply this. I don't think we've upgraded. I think we've brought in a striker, yes, who we'll see how good he is. We'll see if it was a one-season wonder or whether or not he's the man. But last year, for me, as I said, yes, we needed a striker and some creativity. But the biggest issue for me, you guys have heard me say this day in, day out, the biggest issue for me at Tottenham Hotspur is the style of play and the number of goals that we concede. If this doesn't change, I just don't think it matters what we do up front. I genuinely think we've got more games this season as well. We saw that Ange's team struggled for the second half of the season with 1 game a week. We're now going to 2 games a week. I don't think we've strengthened enough. I don't think we've added anything in the back line to help us depth-wise at all. I don't think we've added anything in midfield that takes us from there to there. Up front, Solanke is the only starter that we've got. Solanke is the only first-team signing we have signed this summer. Let that sink in. Now, people call me negative, whatever you want. I think it's going to be really tough. If everyone stays fit, in this crazy tactics, I can't see them all staying fit, then could we get 5th? Yeah, I do think we can get 5th again. Where we are at the moment, with the signings we made at the moment, there's still more time to go. I just think it's a bit crazy what's going on at Spurs. The Boomverse said, I don't care. I did a mega coin flip to decide Spurs 3rd. Listen, I'd love you to be right. But I just can't. I just think, for me, look, obviously I'm going to be more passionate talking about Spurs than the other clubs. I just think, for me, we could talk a good game, but I'm not seeing the good game being materialised in the transfer window or on the pitch. And that's why my mates who don't support Spurs, they always say to me, your fans talk such a good game about your style of football, about your manager, about your defenders, but you lose games, you concede loads of goals, you give the ball away a lot, and your form was horrible. So for me, I haven't seen anything that tells me we're going to finish higher than 7th. 6th, I wouldn't be surprised if we finish 6th, 7th, 8th, not 8th, maybe 6th, 7th. To get 5th or 4th again, I really think we need to do more in the window. Again, our backup defenders, I don't think are good enough. Davis at left back, Jed Spence at right back. We're 1 injury away in centre back from having no centre backs on the bench. I don't think we're strong enough in midfield. I don't think we've done anything to try and protect the back 4. And one thing that I'm going to bring into this is, last year, we were really set up by that brilliant start of 8 wins and 2 draws. I just can't see it again. I want to be wrong. I can sit here. Hopefully, I'm massively wrong. I want Spurs to win all 38 games of the season and win a league. But I just can't see it. And with more games, more travelling. Look, we're going to have more games in the Europa League. Hopefully, more games in the Cups. Can we cope with that? I just don't know. Yeah, John, Pete, I need people to check because, yeah, it does keep unsubscribing people. It's madness, YouTube. I'll get to Chelsea in a minute. Don't worry about Chelsea for the moment. Liam thinks Spurs are going to finish 8th, 7th with a cup. I don't think we're going to win a cup. Rodney, I think in these one-off games, I just think the tactics will be picked apart by the better managers. I'm so sorry. I just think they will be. Look, if people love these tactics, I'm not saying don't like them. You're more than welcome to. For me, it's just a little bit crazy. And I think there's no calm to the Spurs team. Everything is chaos on the pitch. And I don't think teams with chaos win a lot. Hayden says, Savva, would you go for a new manager? Because I'm sorry, we've been through so many. Look, I don't think he's getting sacked anytime soon. I don't. But look, not sacking a manager shouldn't be based on because we've sacked managers in the past. I'm not saying he should be sacked at all. I thought we'd finish 5th. We did. This year I'm going for 7th, possibly 6th. Again, I might change my mind between now and the end of the transfer window. As it stands, I just can't see what we're doing. Phil has said, without this style of play, where would we finish? I think if we adopted a sensible pattern of play, I think we could be 4th or 5th. I just think the tactics are crazy. Sorry, Phil. That's just for me. All right. I keep apologizing. I shouldn't, but I just not sure. And I mean, I said, Andrew's gone by Christmas. Potts comes back. We finish 6th or 7th. And ain't surviving the season. I don't know. You can finish even lower mid-table, but he better win the Europa. Look, I think the difficulty with this winning the Europa is teams in these European managers will clock his tactics from day one. We'll see. Pams, again, when people say definitely get 4th or 5th, I'll ask the question, what have we done to say we'll definitely get that? I don't know what we've done. Hector, again, this doesn't make a difference. I did the stats the other day. Even when his defense wasn't fit, the defenders that came in had the same ratio of goals being conceded. It is the tactics. I've got all the stats and the data on that. So again, with Madders, letting players an attacking midfielder, let's see. But look, there are more Spurs YouTubers than you know predicting 6th or 7th before everyone piles in on me. There are more than you know. Big up El Tel. Hope you're well, buddy. Hope you're well. VCats has said 7th is very realistic, taking our roster quality and tactics. Look, as I said, the tactics for me are the biggest killer of this team. The tactics for me, I can't watch teams have 20 shots a game and think that we're going to finish in the top 4. I just can't. I predicted Spurs to finish 5th last year, Ardavan, so this is not right. I predicted Spurs to finish 5th, so I don't think we overachieved at all. I said we'd finish 5th, possibly 6th, but my stall set on 5th, and we did finish 5th. Again, 4th in Europa League. I just don't know what's happened for people to think this. I get it. People want to be optimistic, but again, it's all heart and no. Phil, give me context behind this. I don't know what anyone's seen that makes them think we're going to win a European competition and finish higher in the league. I just can't see it. I think the European teams, they will suss out these kamikaze tactics very, very early on. Now, we'll get through the groups, I've got no doubt. When you start playing the better teams. Legacy 11 has said, if Ange fixes the set piece, I think top 4. If not, I think you're right. Set pieces again. So, Legacy, do you know what you notice, right? You've mentioned set pieces. Somebody else has mentioned no number 6 to protect the back 4. I've mentioned the tactics. Someone else in there has mentioned lack of depth. You know, it's really, really tough. Look, look, we'll see. We'll see. I think that for me to have predicted higher this season, what I really needed to see this window, this is only for me, would have been some form of protection for the back 4. Some form of protection and only inverting one of the fullbacks. Without that, I've got no doubt we'll score goals. I've got no doubt we'll score goals. But we just let in too many goals to be considered a top team for me. We'll see. Even if I'm right at the end of the season, people will come on and tell me I'm wrong. I want to come on. I'll say this right now. Clip this. I want to come on at the end of the year and go, Spurs finished 3rd. What a wonderful season. Wow, look at that. We only conceded 30 goals. Brilliant. I want to come on and do that. I can't see it. So I'm a person that I want to go by context. I want to go by evidence. I want to go by what I'm seeing. And the context is, other than Solanke, we haven't bought a first-team starter. The evidence is, look at the transfers we've made. Yeah? And the facts are we're just conceding too many goals and we're all over the place. Now, do I think we'll beat the Leicester Cities of this world? Yeah, I do. Do I think we're going to have times where we might beat a Liverpool or a Man City in a one-off game? Why not? But it's about the consistency. And unfortunately, what we do a lot in this fan base, we might beat Man City and people will go, oh my God, look how good we are. Look at our tactics. We're brilliant. Then the next game you go and lose to someone like a Burnley or a Wolves. So for me, I need to see consistency. I need to see that the players coming in are better than what we had. And at the moment, we've bought 2 18-year-old midfielders, right? We've bought Werner, who we already had last year, and Solanke, Solanke will go there, Son will go left. That's slightly stronger, yes, but not enough for me to affect this end of the pitch. So I'm trying to give rationale behind it, not just being negative. Hector said, as much as I see the defensive issues, I think they will set into the style of play more and will learn how to slow games down a bit. But Hector, it's all well and good saying that. I haven't seen him sign the players capable of doing that. So again, we can say, I think they'll settle into it, but so far they haven't to go to the next level. It's all well and good saying they'll learn how to slow games down. Who will learn how to slow games down? We haven't bought players. Again, I agree. Lacking leadership in the squad, I completely agree. Listen, Sue, for me, 7th still gets us Europe next year. 6th, I'm not discounting 6th in any way, shape, or form. If we finish 6th, it's not going to surprise me. I just think with the extra games, with all the travelling, less time on the training ground with the tactics, I hope I'm wrong. I really, really do. I really hope I'm wrong. Let's move on to the next ones. We can come back to Spurs at the end of this. So far, no abuse, which has been really, really nice and refreshing. Look, I want to be wrong. I'm like every other fan. I want to wake up tomorrow and we sign 3 or 4 quality players and I sit here and go, yeah, we should be in a title challenge. Unfortunately, we don't do that. And without seeing the players coming in, I just don't see it. I don't see it. Where are we? 6th. I've gone for Aston Villa. Just narrowly finished above us last year, finished above us the year before as well. Now, you could say Aston Villa let go of 2 of their better players, but I see what they're doing. They actually let go of 2 players so they can buy 7 or 8 to build a squad capable of being in Europe. I think last year they realised it's a lot of games playing in Europe and playing in the league, and they still finished above us. The time will tell. What I think Aston Villa have got, though, is I like their midfield. I like McGinn. I like Kamara. I like those types of players. I think Tielemans does a good job for them in there as well. Look, they're another one. If you said to me they're going to finish 7th, sure. If you said they're going to finish 5th, sure. Somebody's got to go somewhere, right? We can't get them all right. But I think between 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th, I don't see a lot in it. I think Onana will add a bit more steel in there for them. Let's have a look at Aston Villa's squad, shall we? Aston Villa, and again, sometimes you have to speculate to accumulate, right? I look at it. I think they've got a solid goalkeeper. I think Martinez is a solid goalkeeper. When you look, they're going to have Tyrone Mings back this year. Ezri Konsa came on leaps and bounds last year. In midfield, again, they've got some really good, solid pros. John McGinn, Onana, Kamara, Tielemans. Then you've got Buendia, who missed last season for injury. Ross Barkley will add, I'm not saying he'll start every game. Ross Barkley will add some experience, homegrown, gives them some depth for the league, for the Champions League. And then in their forward line, they've got the goals of Ollie Watkins. And then they've got a lot of exciting wingers. Marvin Rodgers, Jaden Philogene, Illing Jr., Leon Bailey, John Duran's still there. Look, I don't know. I said this last year about Newcastle. When you go from a team that haven't played Champions League for a long time, then suddenly get Champions League, it's a big, big season because can they adapt to it? That, for me, is why I think I could easily see them being 7th or 8th as well. But Unai Emery has got the know-how. And again, this is where Unai Emery, for me, over Lopetegui, Unai Emery, superior to Lopetegui, superior to Eddie Howe. He's superior to Ange Postecoglou. This is a guy that's been there, seen it, and done it. And for me, he adds that little bit of spice, right? We could say they should have kept Luis, but the thing is, they have to sell to buy. They needed to buy. I think what they've done is sensible. They've let go of 2 players, and they've gone and bought 7 or 8 to bulk out their squad. I think it makes sense. Sure, but Martin, the thing is, we never replace our players, right? The point is, right? The point is with this, they needed the money. Spurs, we hang on to our best players for years and years and years. I don't think Onana's as bad as people work out. I think Barkley had a really good year last year as well, by the way. I think Barkley would be a great addition to Spurs. Homegrown, free transfer, experience, can play in multiple positions. For me, that, again, was a big miss for me. We'll see. Everything I'm hearing about Villa this year, everyone told me last year, and everyone was wrong. Everyone was wrong. Savva, none of their players get into our 11. Savva, there's no way they'll finish above us. They did. whilst getting to the semi-finals of a European competition. So, look, I don't think there's going to be a lot in it, but we will see. We will see, won't we? Where are we? Elucidated Imp said, all those wanting a Europa Cup, how did Ange's Celtic do in Europe? The moment he come up against teams with more clued-up managers, agreed. Whenever I watch Celtic in Europe, they started the games on fire, trying to play all that football, and then teams, after about half an hour, suss them out, ball over the top, done. That's my worry again with Tottenham Hotspur. Always going to be my worry. Again, listen, Lord, agreed. We talk about a lot of these players like they're no good. I hear it about Conor Gallagher, Ross Barkley. They all did more than our midfielders last year, but we think our midfielders are great. Ed M, by the way, Aston Villa still in talks with Gertruda as well, or Garuda. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Right? Listen, Aston Villa are actually going out and trying to cover areas in their squad. We are not. So we'll see. Look, I agree. Luis is a big loss. Let's see. Can Onana step up? If anyone can get him playing that position well, it's Unai Emery, class manager. Where are we? Ultimately, Diaby wanted the Saudi money. Listen, Diaby's a really good player. I really like Diaby. But if Aston Villa bought him for what, 40, sold him for what, 50, 55, and are then going and buying other players to build out the squad, something we never do. Something we never, ever do that. Spurs have more quality than Celtic. Yes, we do have more quality than Celtic, but the tactics still remain. The tactics are still very easy to get in behind. And again, you can have a go at me, but I'm just spouting facts. The facts show it. The goals against, the number of shots we concede, where we're attacked from. This is the thing. As I said, the caveat is this. Again, could they go and get Tony to play? I don't know. We'll see. There we go. Hutrauda. There we go. Again, another player, right? Another player. Okay, let's move on from Aston Villa. By the way, keep smashing that like button, please. There's 210 likes. Let's have a look. How many likes? We're 4 away on subs from today's target. 4 away. Come on, people. 1 second. 4 away from 13,150. Come on, people. Smash that button for me. Keep predicting Savva'S. I'm intrigued to see this. In 5th place, I've gone with Chelsea. The reason I've gone with Chelsea is this. I think the fact that they're going to be in the Conference League means they can rotate massively, certainly in the earlier group stages. I think going forward, they've got a number of options. It's all caveats at this stage. I think Cole Palmer's excellent. Excellent footballer. The type of player we never buy, a Cole Palmer. We don't buy a player of that level. Cole Palmer, Nkunku, if he can stay fit. Again, caveats, if he can stay fit. Neto, if he can stay fit. Osman, apparently in talks with Chelsea now. If they've got Cole Palmer, right? If they've got Cole Palmer, Nkunku, Osman, Neto, and then backups, they've got people like Madueke, Sterling. Now, some of these are going to go. Madueke, Sterling, Nicholas Jackson. There's enough firepower there. Now, if they can keep Enzo Fernandez, again, it's all ifs and buts. Everything I've said today has to be taken with a pinch of salt for ifs and buts. So we don't know. If Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo can stay fit together, the games in which they've played together, Chelsea actually went like that. Their form. So if they can keep them together with Nkunku, with Neto, with Palmer, if they get Osman as well, Felix will be an option as well. I just think they've got a lot in the tank. And their manager won't play kamikaze tactics, which is why I think they'll finish above us. I could be completely wrong. As I've said, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. You could muddle it all up, shake it about for me. I think it's all going to come down to injuries. The difference is I still think that Chelsea at any point can go out and get an Osimhen like that. Spurs don't. I'm not saying Osimhen. I'm talking about a player of that ilk. For me, what they've got is they've got that defensive protection in front of their back four, which isn't the best. It's not the worst, but it isn't the best. The protection they've got with Enzo Fernandez, with Caicedo. I don't know. Chelsea are a strange team to predict. But again, the reason I've got these teams finishing in front of us is because if I look at the projections from last year, Chelsea were going like that. Spurs were going like that. Yeah. If I look at Man United, and we'll get to them in a minute, but these clubs for me aren't kamikaze. And I'm sorry, but the kamikaze tactics is what's going to hurt us. I want to be wrong. I can't say it anymore. I want to be wrong. But again, Chelsea finished 7th, 8th, 6th. Not going to surprise me. So I'm not saying, because I know what people like, I'm not saying categorically, yeah? I'm not saying categorically Chelsea will finish 5th. I just think they might. Again, this is not true. This is not true. Again, people need to do their homework before they come out with these sort of comments. Again, let me prove you wrong on this, because this is where people get very, very silly. If you look at Chelsea's form in the last 5 games of the Premier League, they were the 3rd best team. In the last 10 games of the Premier League, they were the 3rd best team. In the last 15 games of the Premier League, they were the 3rd best team. In the last 20 games of the Premier League, they were the 4th best team. So far, for the last 20 games of last season, they're top 4. For the last 25 games of last season, they were 4th. Right? For the last 30 games of the season, they were 4th. So for 30 games, so again, Mojo, this isn't true. You've made this up. The rest of the teams weren't on the beach for 30 games. And again, when people talk about how bad they went like that throughout the season. Spurs started like that, then went like that. For the last 30 games of the season, they were top 4. Let that sink in. Facts. Yeah? Facts. GBC, big up. Been back a while, man. Look, we'll see. I don't know. They could come out brilliant. They could come out terrible. But what I do know is, for me, they won't be kamikaze. For me, they do have people protecting that back four, and they do have goals going forward, and they're adding to that. So for me, look, again, do I agree with Chelsea just going and buying absolutely everyone? No. Do they need to get rid of loads of players? Yes. But facts are facts. And if the biggest word of today's show, if they continue that, they'll be fine. The question mark for me is Maresca. The question mark for me is Maresca. Let's see what he does, right? We'll see. We'll see. Might be terrible. Might be brilliant. We'll see. Yes, of course, Angus still shows up in here. But Rodney, I think it's really, really important that people look at facts. And unfortunately, there's so much that is feelings. Now, just to put in perspective, right? Would you like to know? I'll ask everybody. Would you like to know Spurs' form from 30 games onwards? Yeah? 30 games onwards. Ready? For the last 30 games of last season, Spurs were 8th in the league. For the last 25 games, we were 5th. For the last 20 games, we were 8th again. For the last 15, we were 8th. For the last 10, we were 12th. For the last 5, we were 11th. So when you look at that, it's like Spurs, we started here and then it went like that. It went like that and it got slowly but surely worse. That's why when people just say things from the heart, it's very difficult. And that comment there, sorry about they got better because everyone else was on holiday. It's not true. They lost 2 of the last 20 games of football they played last season. And that was to Man City and Arsenal. 2 from 20. So again, it wasn't quite relegation level at the end, but it wasn't great. And that for me is when people are just sitting here going, we'll definitely finish 4th. Chelsea are rubbish. We'll definitely finish 4th. Based on what? What has happened for us to be so cocksure that that is happening? We'll see. We'll see. Top four. Let's look at the top four. If you look at the top, if you look at the form you're talking about, now the teams they beat were bottom half teams, bar United, who they managed to beat last 2 minutes. That was safe and didn't really go for it. So for the last 30 games of the season, they only beat bad teams. 30 games. Their form was fourth or third towards the end of the season. Come on. Again, the facts don't back you up. Again, this is somebody talking with heart, not head. I get it. I get it. You've got rivalries, but heart, not head. Sure. Maybe so. Maybe so. But we've looked a mess an opening pre-season, and fans are talking about third or fourth. Do you know what I mean? We'll see. We'll see. Ed has said, I watched Maresca at Leicester. They always gave teams chances, and Chelsea in pre-season have been giving away chances. If Poch was still manager, I think they challenge for the title. We'll see. Look, we'll see. Absolutely. A lot of this is based on ifs, buts, and maybes, right? Ed, look, I don't disagree with you. I think a lot of this is based on if, buts, and maybes. But where there are facts, there are facts. Agreed. John Sweeney, emotion is the enemy of reason. It is. It's too much emotion. There's too much emotion. Not enough people. This doesn't make sense. I don't know what you're saying, mate. It doesn't make sense. I can't give a bigger sample size than 30 games. 30 Premier League games. That means they play everyone once and then 10 of the teams for a second time. That is mad. That is absolutely mad. Let that sink in. Wow. It's not about being a good lawyer. It's just facts, right? Yeah. Look at this scene again. How I can't. To be honest, I can't take these sort of football opinions seriously. Yes, it's all opinions, but unfortunately, I'm giving you 30 games 30 games. They've had to play everybody in there at least once, and some of them twice. 30 games. It's nearly a whole season. Sure. What about last season? We had an awful pre-season. What happened to us at the start of the season? We won 8 and drew 2. Yeah? So, name those 30 games. Please go away. You're being silly. They've played everybody in the league once, and then another 10 of the teams, 12 of the teams again. What do you... I don't get people like this. It's unbelievable how silly people can be. I can't... oh, my God. Look, it's the United and Liverpool fans, and the United fans, you can see the United fans, they can't take it. Who did they play? Everybody. Right, I've got to do it now, haven't I? Chelsea results, 23-24 season. Here we go. Let's have a look. It's just absolutely madness. This is their last 30 games. Hang on, let's get a clearer picture than that. Let's get I just want a list of games. I don't want 1 second. I just want all their games. Here we go. Right, let's have a look. Oh, dearie me. Some people just can't. We live in a world, I've told you again and again, we live in a world where facts just don't seem to matter. It seems absolutely mental. It just seems absolutely mental. Hang on. I just want the games. Okay, so here we go. So their last 30 games of the season, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Their last 30 games of the season. Arsenal at home, Brentford at home, Tottenham away, Man City at home, Newcastle away, Brighton at home, Man U away, Everton away, Sheffield United at home, Wickham away, Wolves away, Palace at home, Luton away, Chelsea, Fulham at home, Liverpool away, Wolves at home, Palace away, Man City at home, Brentford away, Newcastle at home, Burnley at home, United at home, Sheffield United away, Everton at home, Arsenal away, Villa away, Spurs at home, West Ham at home, Forest away. They've played the whole league. The whole league. What are we doing here? God, what are they doing? Oh my, what are these people doing? Look, it's mad, honestly. But this is my point. But I'm just going back as far as the form would let me, which was 30 games, 25, 20. And listen, people don't want facts. It's fine. If you want fluff, you know where to go. Exactly, Luke. Exactly. I shouldn't have entertained it. Right, here we go. Where are we? We are now in fourth. I've put Man United in fourth. The reason I put Man United in fourth is I think a lot of the disarray seems to be shifting from Man United, right? A lot of it seems to be shifting from Man United. The situation with the ownership, the Jadon Sancho situation, the Rashford situation. These things seem to be correcting themselves. They've brought in 3 new defenders. Looks like they're going to get Ugarte in midfield as well. They're all saying that Casemiro's actually looking much fitter and better, and he looked excellent in the Charity Shield. Garnacho's got another year's experience. Mainu's got another year experience. I just feel that they will. We've seen it before with them. Again, Mazraoui and De Ligt, how do they hit the ground? Do they hit the ground running? Do they stumble? It's mad. We'll see. We'll see. But Man United finished third the year before, and they weren't great either. So, look, I just think they will. I think that they've got goals. If they can get the best out, again, it's all ifs, buts, and maybes. If they can get goals out of Rashford, out of Sancho, Sancho, out of Rashford, Garnacho, Bruno Fernandes will always score goals. If they can get a few more goals this year out of Højlund, add goals from Xerxes into the mix. Amad Diallo looks like he's going to be in the squad this year. Sorry, no, I'm not agreeing to disagree when I've given you facts. Yeah? I'm not agreeing to disagree when my facts prove your feelings wrong. For the last 30 games, everyone plays 38 games. I can't. I'm going to end up saying something silly to this person. So please go to another channel. It's absolutely ridiculous. Look, I just feel that Man U, I'm not saying definitely. Again, if Man U finished 5th, would it surprise me? No. I don't think they can finish any higher than 4th. We'll see. Ben Sarkona said, we are fighting for top 4. Any of the teams from 3rd to 8th could mix and match. Only issue I have with your point of view is everyone else's everything is better than ours. That's not what I've said, Ben. Again, not what I've said. Not what I've said. Not what I've said. Listen to what I said. Not said that at all. Please don't come into my chat and lie. I hate childish people. I find it so difficult to try and be an adult on here. Right, you're going. You're an idiot. Sorry, you're being a bit of an idiot. This guy's got to go. It's just pointless. There's no point. People like that, they want to go to these other shows where they don't want facts. How can I deliver better than 30 games for a sample size to show you that for the whole of that 30 games they were in the top form of the form table? It is absolutely mental. Agreed. Hotspur, absolutely agreed. Yeah, absolutely agreed. AJ, it could well do. I just get the feeling things are going to get better. I don't know. I could be massively wrong. By the way, I don't support Man United. I don't care if Man U finish 4th or 5th or 6th. I don't care. It is what it is. I agree. I agree with it. Sorry, I am. Yeah. I agree. Let's move on from Man United. The Man United fans have got to be, them and Spurs fans, the worst in the league. Yeah, I said it. By the way, big up to Zegrom, who said, would you sign Madueke over Johnson? I mean, ideally, I wouldn't want either of them. If I'm going to be brutally honest, I wouldn't want either of them. Madueke, for me, got better as the season went on. I think he's got more about his game. Johnson gets a lot of tap-ins and 5-yard assists. I'd want better than both, if I'm going to be completely honest. Thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that. I'd want better than both. And I don't know if Madueke will be at Chelsea. I've got a feeling that, now they've got Neto, you've got Nkunku back, Cole Palmer, Sterling, Mudryk, Osimhen. I think they've got back. We'll see. Where are we? Third. Big up. Thank you so much for the super chat. I don't think this is going to be a surprise in third. Liverpool for me. I've been watching Liverpool pre-season. Lots of talk when Arne Slot came in that, oh my God, they've lost Klopp, the Klopp factor. He's going to take ages to adapt. Look, difficult again with pre-season, but watching them, watching how they're set up, watching their style of play, looks like they're seamlessly slotting into Arne Slot's style of play. I think they've got really good players. I think they've got really, really good players. Their squad needs one or two, maybe. They weren't a million miles away last year. But look, I don't know. Do they? Yeah, possibly. Do they need a DM? I thought Endo's second half of the season was excellent. I thought they really grew into it. Some of those younger players. We'll see. I don't think the issue with Liverpool is their squad. It was always going to be about their new manager. I still don't think any of those teams behind them can touch them. They've got goal scorers. They've got good midfielders. They've got strength at the back. I'm not saying they couldn't do with a bit more, but I just don't think the other teams I've mentioned there in 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th will do it. You've got Quansah now, who's had a year playing in the first team. You've got Konate at centre-back. You've got Van Dijk. Still think they need one more. Still do think they need one more, but we'll see. Look, they tried to get Zubimendi. I wouldn't be surprised if they've got somebody else lined up that they try and get. And again, I agree. I think if they get a brilliant... I think I would have had you bang in the title race if Zubimendi had signed. Bang in the title race if Zubimendi had signed. Without him, without that type of player, I still got you third. But I think you're a good team, and I think that this year, I think third with the new manager will be just fine. And then I think you've got to kick on the year after that. But I don't see anyone catching Liverpool from the teams below. That's just me. And agreed, Angus. I think they do need another centre back. They bought Mamardashvili as well now. That tells me that Alisson will be going in the next year or so. So good succession planning there. We'll see. At the moment, they've kept Salah, they've kept Van Dijk, keeping those two. They've kept Trent, they've kept their best players. Now, can they add a couple? At the moment, as it stands, third. Agreed. That's a wonderful way to put it. I think they're on that little island on their own in third. That's just for me. Olmo said they've signed no players and you think that Liverpool will finish above us. So, Olmo, who do you support? You support Man United. Okay, let's have a look at the league table last year. So last year, oh, hang on, no, I want overall. There we go, overall. So last year, Liverpool finished 22 points above you. I don't think you've done enough to catch that 22 points. I think you've made some good signings. I don't know why you're laughing at that. Again, unfortunately, what we've witnessed in here today is the Man United fans have come across really salty, bitter and childish. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I think it's really childish. You're talking about a Liverpool side that were 22 points above you last year, scored 29 more goals than you and conceded 17 less. I don't think you've closed that gap. Jota staying fit, massive. Yeah. When you say this, other than him, I mean, you look at their... I did this the other day again, Hector. Facts and stats don't back up comments like this. Liverpool's 5 forwards between them, bearing in mind Diaz missed a huge chunk through injury and so did Jota. Man United's Liverpool's forwards between them were involved in 76 goal contributions. That's huge. That's absolutely huge. You're not going to have all 5 forwards scoring 20 plus goals. It just doesn't happen. Ram, it is, but we've got to be sensible with it. I don't like silliness. See, look, silliness. I've just pointed it out, Ram. Look, silliness. Look, all the facts. Liverpool finished 22 points above you, more goals, less conceded. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing here, but Man United fans, the arrogance of them is unbelievable, and you're just seeing that there. In second place, what if we win the league this season? Who do you support? I need to know your support because I don't know what "we" means. Where are we? Where are we? That's what I said. They scored more, conceded less, more wins, less defeats. The Hotspur Hood said Liverpool still easily win cups, just not strong enough for the league yet. I agree. And if we look at second place, now I've put Arsenal in second. Now I'm going to caveat this. This is the first time in the last 3 years that I've looked at Arsenal and City and just gone City easily. This is the last time I've looked and gone City easily. I think that Arsenal are making good signings. Arsenal are a very good team. They've made good signings. I like what Arteta's done. I like the players they're signing. Nearly every signing they're making is turning out to be a hit rather than a miss. I like Calafiori being added to the back. I think Marino will give them depth in midfield. For me, the difference, and it's small margins. I think the small margins between Arsenal and City for me is there that star player coming in? Is there that one player that tilts it? Is there that one guy that on a day when you need that bit of class that provides it? And I'm talking about City have it all over, but I'm talking about a Haaland, right? I'm talking about a De Bruyne. I'm not sure Arsenal have got that yet. However, if Arsenal go and bring in a top striker, this could very much change. For me, I think that Arsenal, I think it's going to be really, really close. One of them could completely collapse. I don't know. I think it's going to be really, really close. I just think Arsenal, for as well as they've done, the signings they've made, I think they've got real good depth at the back. I think you've got some good midfielders. I think you've got some good wingers. For me, can you add that forward? My worry as a Spurs fan is that the moment Nketiah and Nelson leave, my worry is that you're going to go and buy one. Yeah? That's my worry, is that you are going to go and buy one. Then it's game on. We'll see. I think Arsenal have got a very good team. You're very hard to beat. You're very well organised. I like what your manager has done. The complete opposite to ours. The complete opposite to the way Spurs are set up. You've actually got a good style of football going forward and you're defensively sound and organised. That, for me, speaks volumes. And look, we'll see. I mean, I haven't seen anything concrete, Angus, but we'll see. I don't know. At the moment, I don't see enough to overtake them. But again, we're talking points. I'm talking one game here or there. I'm not talking about 10, 15-point leads. Could well be. I think Calafiori is a great signing at the back. Timber, I believe, is back in training this week from what I saw. Arteta said the other day. Look, I genuinely think that Timber is like a brand new signing for Arsenal. Calafiori, if they get Marino, if they get a centre forward, I think they've done brilliantly, and it's horrible to save them being Arsenal. Can they win it? I just got them just shy. I've just got them just shy. I'll go to some comments and then we'll go to the champions. I hate Arsenal, but they're better than City this season. Anthony said, Timber indeed is like a new signing. In the last 10 games, it's the last 10 games is the difference. Absolutely. Where are we? A ditcher said, if these predictions for Spurs are wrong, then what? Nothing. I don't understand. When people like you say this, so what about all the people who said we were going to win the league last year? What happened to their predictions? Nothing. They were just wrong. People are wrong. That's what happens. I don't know I don't understand the point of this. And I know your temperament, Aditya. I don't understand when you do stuff like this. Where are we? Banana said, for me, Arsenal are being negligent. They should be buying a striker and a centre-back. They should be claiming most of the bench. I disagree with you massively on the centre-back. They've got loads of cover at centre-half. But I do agree about the striker. At centre-half, they've got Gabriel, Saliba, Calafiori plays there. Ben White can play there. Timber can play there. I disagree completely. They don't need a centre-half. AJ Bayat said, Sava, because you're unbiased, I want your opinion on it because I believe this is possible. What's the chance we have the Liverpool fall off where we're fighting for top 4? I don't see it. You've not lost anyone. I don't think you've lost anyone. You haven't changed manager. You've not lost players. You've added. I can't see it. I hope as a Spurs fan it happens, but I don't see it. Capone said, good day, Sev. I hope you're well. You think Bakayoko will do better than Brenda? Yeah, Bakayoko is much better than Brennan Johnson. Bakayoko's also come out publicly and said he only wants to play Champions League. So that kind of knocks that on their head from a Tottenham perspective. According to Football London, though, Spurs are signing everyone. Where are we? Switch, Man United, Tottenham and Chelsea, Newcastle, and it's good overall prediction. Yeah, look, it's not going to be right. It's not going to be 100% right. It's impossible to get all 20 right. We're going to get to City now. I don't see what difference this makes, and I'm going to tell you why. Philip, absolutely. All great teams need a solid defence, and that's the opposite to what we're building at Tottenham right now, unfortunately. I'm an Arsenal fan, so you're correct. That one person is a striker. I love listening to you. Thank you very much. Always nice to hear. Where are we? Let's have a look. Tommy Asu can play centre-half as well. Yeah, look, I don't think they need a centre-back at all. Luke Mag said Arsenal had luck with injuries. Again, Luke, this is a myth that when you dig deeper is not true. People come to a gunfight with a knife. This is the problem. Arsenal last year lost Urian Timber for 36 games of the season. They lost Thomas Partey for 24 games. They lost Tommy Asu for 24 games. Jorginho missed something like 17 games. When you actually look at that, it's way more than all of Spurs' players. So, again, it's not quite true. Jonas said, decent predictions, disagree with like 1 or 2. Listen, of course, no one's going to have the same 20. Of course. Matt has said, the discussion around the youth players in our fan base is driving me mad. I've seen so many fans coping due to the lack of signings by saying the academy players will break through. I guarantee you Mikey Moore will be the only one, possibly Lancashire, the only one that's left at the club when the transfer window shuts. Unfortunately, everyone's bigged them up all summer. Ange don't ever play them. Ange never plays them. He gives them 45 minutes in the second half of pre-season games, never gives them a start. Can't see it changing. And I think most of them will be out on loan. Phillips has gone on loan. Scarlett's gone on loan. I think Lancashire will. I think Donnelly possibly will. We'll see. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Where were we? Sorry, let me get rid of that. Sorry, here we go. And I have got the champions as Man City. I have. The reason being is, look, first of all, Pep gives you extra points, doesn't he? He's the best manager in the world by a country mile. And it's the know-how. It's the experience of getting over the line. It's very difficult because Arteta so far hasn't got over that line. If Arteta had got over that line and Arsenal had won one of the last 2 leagues, I'd probably have Arsenal as favourites. But Pep knows how to rotate, knows how to get the best out of his players. And you know that the difference is, and the same will happen this year. Everybody does this every year. City go through a little bit of not a brilliant spell. They lose a couple of games. They're not top. And in December and January, and everyone goes, City aren't the same this year. City aren't the same this year. And then City go into City mode and they just go and they flourish. This is the thing. To beat Man City, you don't need to be 6 or 7 points clear of them come January. You need to be 12 to 15. You need to be miles clear of them because they will destroy teams in the second half of the season. That is what they do. Their squad is that good. Now, if we look, and let me make sure I don't miss anybody out here. Who's giving me a missed call? 0300. What's that? An 0300 number. Where are we? What was I looking at? Man City squad. All right. So, again, people are saying, oh, my God, they've lost Alvarez. They're going to replace him. They could well do. Man City will do. When Man City do it, it will be that. There'll be none of this 3 weeks of negotiations. They'll do that, right? The difference is as well, when I look at Man City on the left wing have got Doku, Grealish, and Savio, right? On the right wing, you've got Oscar Bob that can play there, Savio that can play there, and Bernardo Silva that can play there. Up front, you've got Haaland. Now, you might say they need another striker. We've seen Man City win league titles without a striker. So, assuming he does get injured, they'll just play a false nine. Then behind those players, you've got De Bruyne, Rodri, Kovacic, Bernardo Silva can play in there. Rico Lewis, very good player, is now getting more mature. That Nico O'Reilly they're bringing through. Watch, I've seen him play 3 or 4 times this pre-season. He's one to watch in a few years' time. McAtee will start getting more and more game times. I haven't even mentioned the player of the year, Phil Foden, that can play right, left, and central. For me, I can't see them getting beaten. This is the year I think it's going to be closer than ever. I just can't see it again. However, caveated this, let's see what happens towards the end of this, towards the end of the window. Again, this just no context. Stick him at an average team like Palace, would he achieve it? Let me ask you this. Would Kevin De Bruyne go and play for Crystal Palace? Would Mbappe play for Crystal Palace? Did Lionel Messi play for Crystal Palace? Why would you expect the best manager in the world to go and manage a club that isn't going to be challenging? It makes no sense. It absolutely makes no sense when people say this. Again, context. Think about things before we type them. It's absolutely mad. Again, I keep seeing this. They made a mistake. Why did they? They just won the league without him. Look at the players I've just mentioned. Bernardo Silva, Savio, Foden, Grealish, Doku, De Bruyne. I mean, are they missing Cole Palmer? I mean, I don't think they are. Look, Pep ain't going to miss a player. Come on, man. Well, we'll see. Nunes hasn't really had much game time. Second season, we'll see. Look, at the end of the day, we'll see. I think that they'll win it again. Again, Dan, this is it. You know what will happen? If City aren't top by October, people go, they're not as good this year. Every year, it's like eat, sleep, repeat with the same opinions. And every year, you look at their last sort of 20 games, their last 15 games, and you know that they're just going to go on this run where they might lose 1 in 20 and they sweep teams aside. And that's what they do. I mean, look, if we're going to... let's just double check. Again, City didn't start brilliantly last year, but what do you reckon, guys, their form was? 30 games, top of the table. 25 games, top of the table. 20 games, top of the table. The 5 games between 20 and 15, Arsenal, 1 more point. 10 games, the last 10 games of form, top of the table. The last 5 games, top of the table. No, again, I didn't say, Luke, please grow up. I'm not doing all this again. Grow up. That's not what I said. What I'm saying is the form again shows you that Man City don't start ever on fire. They then go into that. They always go into that. Yeah. They didn't miss him last season, but he adds goals from the wings. Mahrez used to do that. Palmer could have been their new Mahrez. Sure, but we're talking about a team that won the league again. I mean, you know, it's mad. It's mad. Big up, Luke. Fair play. Fair play. Sorry, I never know. Look, that's what I've got. Now, Golden Boot. I'll ask you guys. Who you got for the Golden Boot? Who we got for the golden boot? Anybody? Golden boot. Let's see if any comments are coming in for the golden boot. Haaland. Sorry, hang on. Haaland. Solanke. Isak. Is that Solanke? Timo Werner. Xerxes. Romero. Can we keep it sensible, please? I don't want my channel to turn into one of these silly channels. I really don't like those channels. I don't want it to turn into that. Please, can we keep it on topic? Guys, girls, it'll be no surprise to you. I don't know how we can back against this guy. I'll caveat this and say I truly think the only thing that stops him getting golden boot is injuries. The man is an absolute machine. It's an absolute machine. Sorry, this phone number's been calling me for the last 20 minutes. Please bear with me. Sorry about that. Really unprofessional, but it was just constant calling. I know what it is now. Look, the only thing I see stopping Haaland getting it is injuries. The boy is relentless. He scores goals. He's had pre-season. He's been banging in goals for fun again. Look, in his first 2 seasons, he's got 36 in 35. 27 in 31. I mean, if you average that out, it means there's only 2 games in 66 that he's not scored in. I know it doesn't work like that, but, you know, in 66 games, he scored 64 goals. I just can't see anyone beating that. I can't. Guys, girls, I'll ask for the next one. Most assists this season. Who are you going for? Most assists. Do I think he joins the 100 club this season? What's he got? 57. He's got 60. Oh, sorry, he's got 64. He could do. Absolutely. He really, really could do. Look, we'll see. He could do. 1 second. I just want to have a look at. 1 second. 1 second. I'm just looking for most assists. For me, again, this is going to be based on injuries. You know, if a player plays 15 games of the season, I don't expect them to get the most assists or goals, etc. For me, I can't see past it. I've gone with Kevin De Bruyne. Again, 2 seasons ago, he got 16 assists in 32 games, an assist every other game. Last season, he got 10 assists in 18 league games. Again, that's more than one every 2. I just think, again, if he's fit. If not, the likes of Odegaard, Phil Foden, Salah, they're all up there. Yes, Van der Road. Yes, Van der Road. Yes, Van der Road. Oh, yes, Van der Road. Yes, Van der Road. There he is. I've just woken him up. You can see. Look how unhappy he is. This is the Stewie of truth, aren't you, mate? Look, he's so unimpressed. Look. Oh, lovely. Sorry, Van der Road. Yeah. Assists could be, again, a Bruno Fernandes. That boy likes an assist, doesn't he? Watkins got a lot last year. Again, it all depends on who plays the most games, right? I think De Bruyne, for me, if he plays 38, probably won't. For me, easily wins it. It's whether he does. Look at the United fans. They can't stop, can they? Amad Diallo with the most assists. They love it. Yeah, this is the only thing stopping it. I do think this is the only thing stopping it. Please do keep smashing that like button. We've got about another 10 minutes to go. And please do subscribe if you haven't already. Next one is the Golden Glove. The Golden Glove. Who is going to keep the most clean sheets? The Golden Glove. The Golden Glove. Who are we going for? Yeah, please, as Josh said, subscribe, people. By the way, I think this guy's a fantastic player. I really do think Odegaard's a top footballer. The Golden Glove. You guys have written Raya again. Raya. He is sometimes, not when he's being a pain in my backside. Stewie for the Golden Glove. No, Raya. Allison from Josh. Allison. Anana. Martinez. Allison. Raya. Who do you think I went for, guys? Raya. I went for Raya as well. Liverpool are set up. Arsenal are set up wonderfully at the back. Again, you know, when you're set up to play like that, to be very good defensively, cohesive in midfield and attacking up front, you've got the chance to do anything. And that's why I think that Raya will get the Golden Glove. I definitely didn't go for Vicario in any way, shape or form. I'll be surprised if we get more than 6 clean sheets in the entire season with the way Ange plays. Edison, Dan's gone for Edison. Yeah, it could well be, right? It could well be Edison. Sava, you got to go outside then. I don't know what this means. Apologies, mate. I don't know what that means. The next one, guys. The next one. Who is going to win Player of the Year? Now, this is so difficult, isn't it? This is so difficult this year. This is really difficult because, again, injuries, form. Who's going to be Player of the Year? And yes, Edison is staying at Man City. Player of the Year. Rodri is the first one from Mojo in the chat. Salah, Rodri, Savio, Haaland, Rodri. Sorry, McAllister. Josh, I've noticed you're only going for Liverpool players. Bruno, Odegaard. I've noticed, look how biased people are to their own clubs. It's so funny. Has to be Rodri, Odegaard, Bruno, Palmer, Eze, Gakpo. Yao Felix, if signed by Chelsea, Rodri, Palmer. Who do you think I went for? And you can see I'm not writing. These are already written up. I've gone with a toss-up between those two. I think Saliba is a superb centre-back and is getting better and better as he gets older. And Rodri, you all know, Rodri for me is the best player in the league. I'm not even going to debate it. He's the best player in the league, hands down. He's just absolutely sublime. Look, again, injuries dictate this, but I'm going to go with Rodri or Saliba. They're my two. Saliba, the best centre-back in the world? No. Then again, there's not many great centre-backs. No, I'd still put Rudiger above him at the moment. I'd still put Virgil van Dijk above him at the moment. But listen, he's only young for a centre-half, and I think he's getting better and better. Frankie, so have you gone for the bookies' favourites for every pick? I didn't look at the bookies' favourites. I'm just, what do you... Jesus Christ, I can't win. I give an opinion. No, give it a rogue. I don't want to go rogue. Going rogue is when you get fans saying Spurs are going to win league titles. Yeah, this is the worry for me, Ed. I do think it will end up being an attacker, but for me, I don't know how Rodri wasn't even in the nomination last year. The guy is just ridiculous. Of course, I think most players need to be winning things to be considered. Banana has said Rudiger, VVD, Bastoni are better than Saliba or on par. We'll see. Arsenal fan, he's picking Foden. I haven't done this. We've got the 2 cup competitions to go, and then what we will do is managers to be sacked. Where are we? FA Cup, I'm just going to go through these. FA Cup, I've gone for them lot down the road. I think they need to win a trophy. I think they've got a deeper squad now. I think them lot down the road are going to win it, unfortunately. Could be wrong. Who knows? He could put out a weak team. This all depends, doesn't it, on who takes it seriously. If they take it seriously, I can't see any reason why not. And for the League Cup, I've gone with them lot. Man City to win the League Cup. Man City on any given day can beat anybody. And they've got depth, and I just feel like they will. So for me, I could be wrong. I can't discount Liverpool winning any of them, but I just feel like Arsenal have got to win something for me at some point, and City are City. First manager to be sacked. Where are we going? Oh, actually, before we do that, just so that you all know I'm not lying, right? Just so you don't think I've made any of this up while I'm here, all right? I can promise you I didn't knock this up. There we go. Can you see my predictions? They're all there, right? Golden Boot was Haaland. Most assists was De Bruyne. Golden Glove was Raya. And there's the league table, as I said. So there are my predictions. There are my predictions for the season. Let me know what you think. Just my predictions, okay? That's just me, all right? Let me remove that. Oh, hang on. Where are we? Brand. Oh, overlay. Oh, let's get me back into the middle. There we go. Let me know what you think. First manager to be sacked. Put your names in now. Let's have a look. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, they are. Yun, they are. They are very difficult to predict. Ange. It's not looking good, is it? Ange will win the sack race. Enzo Maresca or Ten Hag? Ten Hag or Ange? Big Ange by December. Enzo, Ange, Maresca. Enzo Maresca. Ten Hag. It's all the same 3 or 4, isn't it? Ange. Maresca or Ange? Maresca or Ange? Ange, Howe, Maresca, Cooper. Of course, it depends on the job. Of course. Russell Martin or Ten Hag. Cooper. Ange. Hey, it is what it is. Guys, girls, listen, bang on 2 hours. Ange by January. Loads of people saying Ange. I don't think he'll go this year unless Poch is available. And I think then he'll sack him, bring back Poch, and everyone will just forget everything as normal. Guys, girls, really, really enjoyed that. Can I ask shamelessly, just before we go, come on, people, just before we go, shamelessly, this is where we are. Oh, hang on. Where are we? Let's get rid of that. Oh, I've got so many emails. This is where we are. Thank you so much for helping me get there, the 13,150. If we could get that to 13,160 in the next minute, could everyone please smash that button and smash the like button as well? Like, they're my predictions. It's harmless. Could be wrong. Could not. Yeah. Yeah, could be. Nuno Santos, absolutely, Chris. Big up to each and every one of you. Please smash the like button. Please subscribe as we continue to grow. I'll be back with my predicted team either tomorrow or Friday. Will be my predicted team for Leicester. And I just want to show you one thing that I did put there. Can you see? It does say in really small writing under Palace and Ipswich that this is subject to change depending on transfers in the last 16 days of the window. So please smash the like, please subscribe. Thank you very much. Really, really enjoyed that. And we'll do the predicted team for Leicester as the week goes on. And of course, I'll be live from about 6:30 on Monday for live build-up and watch-along of Tottenham v Leicester. I'm bloody hot. I'm bloody hungry. See you later, everyone. And as always, come on, you Spurs.